Hello viewers, welcome to the Editorial Analysis by Drishti IAS. In this section, we regularly take editorials from various newspapers and news portals for a better understanding of various issues happening in India and around the globe. In this section, we first try to link the editorial with our UPSC syllabus, then we go analytical in order to understand some key points and at last some important concepts. Dear viewers, we truly hope that you like this initiative taken by Dristhi IAS and your feedbacks are important for us, so kindly feel free to give your important feedbacks in the comment section. So without any further delay, let's commence our session.
Dear viewer, this video is available in Hindi as well. If you wish to watch it, please visit our Hindi YouTube channel, Drishti IAS. For your convenience, the link for this video in Hindi has been provided in the description below.
Today's editorial is taken from the Hindustan Times, published on 10th of December 2020. The title of today's editorial is The Trouble with Russia. If we try to link today's editorial with our UPSC syllabus, we can link it with GS Paper 2 and with sections that include polity, constitution, governance, and primarily with the section that includes the segment of international relations. Some key points from today's editorial. Russia has become the Cheshire cat of Indian foreign policy, in danger of slowly fading away with a friendly smile, its last visible remnant. Now, if we speak about the term Cheshire cat, this reference has been taken from a famous series known as Alice in Wonderland. There was a character whose body used to disappear, and at last there was only a grin on the face that was left. So, same with India and Russia's relationship. Now, if we speak about Russia in Indian foreign policy, the role of Russia has been limited only to that of a Cheshire cat. Russia remains close to India, but increasingly only when it comes to secondary interest. If we speak about Russia and India relations, there was a time when India and Russia, they shared a very good bond. But if we speak about today's scenario, India's relationship with Russia has constantly decreased, and now it has come to such a point where India and Russia are only dealing with the secondary interests of each other. That means initially there was a constant collaboration or cooperation of both the countries with reference to defense and several other projects. But now if we speak about both the countries, their relationship has only come on to secondary interests. There is a shrinking convergence when it comes to India's most important strategic concern. Like I said, now there was a time when Russia used to be one of the most important partners of India's strategic policies, but now the role of Russia has been limited and it is very minute when it comes to the strategic concerns or the strategic affairs of the country. New Delhi's task is to manage this important bilateral relationship, preferably by reimagining Indo-Russian bonds, but otherwise by dragging out of the process of dissolution. See, if we speak about the relationship of New Delhi along with Moscow, it is quite important for India to manage its bilateral relationship with Russia. And it has to be done at any cost, because Russia has been that country who has supported India since independence, even in fact during the Cold War. Though India hadn't taken any sides, yet it was quite clear that Russia has always supported India and the deeds which have been performed by India at that point of time. So it is quite important for India to maintain its bilateral relationship at a very great level with Russia one more time. Now, if we speak about the present scenario, the source of dissonance between India and Russia is a third party, that is China. See, the reason why there is a lack of harmony between India and Russia these days is because of one region. That reason is nothing but China. Even before events in Ladakh, the growing aggression of Beijing was becoming India's overriding strategic problem. Even relationships with Pakistan are often little more than an offshoot of the larger Sino-Indian confrontation. See, it is Beijing's aggression that has actually caused such an issue with reference to India and Russia's relationship. See, both Russia and China, they are sharing a great tactical bond with each other. On one side, when Beijing is going aggressive over India in such a situation, when we see that Russia is not doing anything with reference to that particular situation, it automatically makes a door open for India in the sense that it has to go and it has to find someone who can help India against such aggressive policies of China. And that help has been given to India from various countries like United States of America, Western Union, etc. Okay, so in fact, if we speak about the reason why the relationship with Pakistan is also getting so turbulent, the only reason for that is, it can be said that this issue is because of the aggressive policies which China has always followed, and Pakistan is nothing but another branch of China's aggressive policy, creating a tremendous amount of problem for India. For Russia, on the other hand, the Middle Kingdom has become the primary geopolitical and economic partner, especially when it faces Western sanctions. See, like I said, Russia has developed a tremendous amount of relationship with China right now, be it the geopolitical situation or economic issues. Everywhere it is Russia and China who are making a great deal together. And when Russia is getting such a support from China amid such a situation, when there are so many Western sanctions on Russia, then definitely in China, Russia finds a very good friend. Squaring a spiky China circle with Russian desires to remain friends with India is proving increasingly difficult. And see, because Russia does not want to lose its relationship with China, and also India and China, they are not on same page as far as the bilateral relationship is concerned. So it is really becoming very difficult between India and Moscow to share, or India and Russia to share a very cordial relationship in majority of the primary interests of both the countries. So it is important for India that it has to pave a way for a better relationship with Russia. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov claimed that the Indo-Pacific and the Quad are Western attempt to seduce and naive India into joining an anti-China alliance. According to the Foreign Minister of Russia, Sergei Lavrov, he has said that all these initiatives like the groupings of Indo-Pacific, the grouping of Quad, they are nothing but Western attempt. And what exactly are they doing? These Western attempts are actually trying to seduce India, naive India, because according to Russia, it feels that India is quite naive with the policies, with the initiatives of these Western countries. So India is quite innocent, and these countries are actually trying to trap India, or these countries are actually trying to pose India as a competitor against China. This is completely untrue. India's embrace of these strategic concepts, including its increased proximity to the US, has been driven by the unilateral Chinese act of hostility over the past decade. See, India over the period of time might have reduced its relationship with Russia, but on the other hand, India has definitely gained a friendship in the form of United States of America. And both these countries are strategically sharing lots and lots of activities with one another. Okay, Moscow's attempt to serve as an intermediary between India and China are an implicit recognition of where the problem lies. India has sought equally unsuccessfully to reduce friction between the United States and Russia. See, what Russia has been doing over the period of time is it has tried to mend the relationship between India and China, but it has continuously failed. And similarly, the same situation has been seen by India as well when it unsuccessfully tried to reduce friction between the two world powers, okay, Russia and the United States of America. So that is the basic problem. This is the situation where India has to see, where India has to learn that how India does not loses its one of the most oldest friends, and also tries to keep relationship with China at least cordial, not for everything, but at least for business activities. In the future ahead, India and Russia continue to cooperate closely in almost any diplomatic arena that does not involve Chinese interests. See, India and Russia, even today, they are cooperating on lot many issues, but only those places where the Chinese interests are not included. New Delhi has defied US sanctions to preserve its defense relations with Moscow, but as relations with China worsen, there will be an inevitable erosion of confidence in Russia as well. See, Though United States has posed lot many sanctions on Russia, yet India is still maintaining its defense relations with Russia, and both the countries have done a lot and lot in the field of defense. Now, if we speak about the BrahMos, one of the most important initiative taken by the governments of both the countries, that's the best example. Okay, but what the situation is going to be? If the relation between India and China, they go even worse, then definitely we can see that a relationship between India and Russia will also see a decline. On the positive side, there is a widening economic relationship revolving around energy and potentially strategic minerals. If we speak about both the countries, there are various domains, there are various areas where both these countries are performing quite very good economic relationships, especially when we speak about energy or when we speak about some important minerals. While this means a relationship on less intimate level than that which once existed, they are the sort of new foundations that would help mitigate the hard geopolitical logic that is driving these two middle powers apart. See, there was a relationship, like I said, there was a very intimate relationship at one point of time. Right now, we can say there has been a friction in the relationship between both these countries. But we have to see that for everything, for every relations, the relations can definitely be mended. And especially if we look at the present scenario, it is very important for India to maintain its relationship with one of its oldest allies, that is Russia. Now, if India does not, or Russia also, it's not just about India, but Russia also, if both the countries they do not come closer, come together, then what we will see is both these powers they will start moving apart from each other, and at one point of time there will be a situation when these two countries might stand against each other on some platform. So it is the responsibility of both the countries that they have to ensure how the relationships primarily on those sectors which are of great interest for both India as well as Russia are getting better. So viewers, this was with today's analysis. Now the question that can be framed with respect to today's editorial is, do you think India's desire to diversify its defense imports wedged India-Russia relations in the recent past? Examine in 250 words. So viewers, this was with your editorial analysis today. I hope you liked it. Thank you very much.